zone.
Well, morning glory and hallelujah, everybody. It is the morning after with Nick and Big J. Hearty? That's what I was going to say.
Hearty.
A hearty welcome to Wednesday. It is the 4th day of December, 2024. My name is Nick. I humbly present to you Big J.
Yeah.
Hey, Big J. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, man.
Wonderful. It is good to see you on this Wednesday morning. I hope that you slept well.
Wintry.
Yeah, I believe we fast-forwarded right to it. We kind of knew it was coming. And fall is over, and the frost is here, and the fog is here. Inversion style, if you will, Big J.
It's gross.
Remember that word?
Yeah.
And, it is appeared it's to be here. And, like, I was just reading, like, it ain't going anywhere anytime soon either, buddy. So
Fun.
Get used to it. Does this
Beautiful.
Does the seasonal depression start to kick in around this time?
I don't think so.
Not for you. I know you don't have it. I'm just talking about for people that do.
I'm sure that started weeks ago.
You think it was weeks ago? I feel like because there was still some sun a couple of weeks ago. I feel like it hits when like the wintry kind of stuff still. I know you're thinking like daylight savings time, but I truly think that if it's seasonal, it starts to happen when it gets like cold and really dark and like, there's no sunshine whatsoever. It's just foggy and cloudy and blah. You know what I mean?
Well, now I'm depressed.
Well, some people thrive in that weather, Big J. And I think you're one of them, to be perfectly honest.
No, I do not thrive.
You love it when it's cold. You hate it when it's warm.
I used to love it when it's cold, but now I'm freezing all the time.
So what the hell makes you happy anymore?
I don't know. It's a great question. I'm searching for that myself. Being warm,
but
70
not too
degrees.
Warm. Not too warm.
68 to 72 degrees.
And you better not have any humidity thrown in there.
Oh,
Otherwise,
God, no.
Right. So, there's we're talking about a 2-degree window here, and that's not a lot of leeway.
But you know what? We live in modern times. I can control that inside.
Yes, usually. You certainly can. But, and I'm sure the house in Middleton is set to a balmy 70 degrees as well.
No. I have no control over this.
Well, you just told me you could control it.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. I don't set. No, we have the capabilities to control.
Oh, I see, but
it doesn't mean that I do. The wife has the keys to that, and for some reason I tried to fix it, but overnight it gets to like 64 degrees in our house.
Too cold for Big J?
And so when I wake up, I'm like, damn, it's freezing in here. So I turn it up to about 69 degrees.
Yeah.
And then I leave.
And so you don't get to enjoy any of the benefits of it.
No, but I was trying to help everybody else.
That's nice. Or do they enjoy it at 64? Have you had a conversation with them?
I don't think they do.
Yeah, you haven't talked to them about it, though, right?
Yeah.
Why would you talk to your family? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I keep telling the wife, I'm like, why is it this cold overnight? You're in charge of this.
And what does she say?
She hasn't changed anything about it, that's for sure. So apparently she maybe does like it. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and again, why ask her? Why talk to her about it? It doesn't make any sense.
I have. And she's like, oh, you were supposed to change that. And I'm like, huh? And then she goes back to doing whatever she was doing.
Your relationship fascinates me. Hey, today on the show, we have an opportunity for you to get qualified for the Holiday Treasure. We're giving away some Arena Cross tickets. Big J has a movie review for us. We're going to have some special guests on the show talking Krampus. So it's going to be a busy, busy Wednesday show. Big J, damn it, that's how you like it.
Yeah, it is.
We got some Nirvana right now, kicking things off here. It's Come As You Are on the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The morning after with Nick and Big J.
I hope you're sitting down, Big J.
I am.
Boise State running back Ashton Jentry was named Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year, Big J.
What? No way.
Officially yesterday. Now, this is the second year in a row that he was named Offensive Player of the Year, which is pretty impressive. His rushing yards total this season, 5th highest in the single season total in football bowl subdivision history, also set the Boise State and the Mountain West records for yards in a season. He is the 6th player to earn multiple Mountain West Player of the Year honors. First one since Donald Pumphrey did it back in 2015 for San Diego State. Of course, the Broncos are currently ranked number 10 in the AP poll. It's the highest they've been ranked since 2011. Here comes the pop quiz part of the portion, Big J.
Pop quiz.
There are 3 Boise State Broncos that have been named Offensive Player of the Year by their conference. Name them, bro.
Oh,
Ashton
man.
Jentry is one of them.
Okay,
so you only have to
Ashton
name
Jentry.
2.
I'm going to go Jay Ajayi.
No.
No, really?
No.
Let's see. Let's go with Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore is one of them.
All right.
That is absolutely correct.
Doug Martin?
Nope. The other one, I'll tell you right now, is also a quarterback.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. I have no idea.
No idea?
No.
Bart Hendricks.
Bart
Big J.
Hendricks, okay.
Back in 1999 and 2000 was the Big West Conference Player of the Year. Back when the Broncos were doing that stuff. But those are the only Broncos to be named Offensive Player of the Year in their particular conference.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is.
J.J. wasn't ever named. I mean, he was pretty damn good.
Listen, the Broncos had some crazy running backs. Alexander Mattson was a machine.
Jeremy McNichols.
Both
Both those guys still in the league.
You mean McWeapon, bro?
The McWeapon.
And, of course, Doug Martin was crazy good, a first-round draft pick. I mean, listen, there's some amazing. But also, don't forget, the Mountain West had some, those are the good years of San Diego State when they were pumping out running backs every other year.
Justice Hill was over there. He's still in the league.
So it's certainly a big honor, and congratulations to Ashton Jentry. Well-deserved to pick up another Offensive Player of the Year in the Mountain West Conference. Baseball made some pretty significant changes to their game over the last couple of years. Big J, can you name one?
No.
You can't?
Maybe. No.
Not a single one. The pitch clock. You remember that?
No. Oh, the pitch clock. Yeah, okay.
You remember now that there are actual, robots calling balls and strikes for the most part, and then there's replay
in regular
baseball.
Games?
In some of the regular games, not necessarily all of them yet.
I didn't know about that.
But they're bringing it in. But the owners still aren't satisfied with the game. Rod Manfred said that the most discussed potential rule change is adding a golden at-bat to each game, Big J. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, I think I did read on this, and a lot of people were pretty upset about this rule change suggestion.
It basically means that each team would get one at bat in every game to send its best hitter to the plate, even if it's not that guy's turn to hit. While it won't be introduced anytime soon, the golden at bat suggests that it will be only can be used in the 7th inning or later, or by a team that's trailing or tied in the 9th inning, which is an absolutely bonkers rule.
For so many reasons.
Yes.
Do you really need these games to go 15 innings?
Well, I don't even know it's about that. It's about generating as much offense and excitement into the later part of the game as you can, which I suppose makes sense. But listen, it's the same reason why I hate the automatic runner on second and extra innings. It's not baseball. It's not fun. It's just stupid bells and whistles to try to bring people back into the game with no attention span. And I don't know if they belong there.
Here's the thing. We make jokes all the time. I stopped watching baseball and they took steroids out. But really, it started when it was no longer pitchers would only be in there for 3 or 4 innings and then they're out. And then it's just all about relief pitching and, closing and all that. Where it used to
matchups.
be. Yeah, when I grew up, it was we're watching one pitcher go out there and leave it all out there. And, they had to be cunning. And they had to be great physically, and they had to do all that stuff because they were the guy. They were out there on the mound for the game, and it just changed. That part of the game really changed dramatically several years ago, and I think that's when I started to lose interest.
Well, don't forget. I mean, God bless it, Big J. I understand what you're saying, but back in those days when you're watching football, those pitchers are throwing up 87, 88 mile-per-hour meatballs all game.
Right.
And you got guys pitching 98, 97 consistently, and they're trying to avoid injuries. So the game has changed in that capacity over the years. I understand why, you have those particular things. And I know it's much more egregious in playoff baseball than it is regular season baseball. You got a lot more complete games, guys going 6, 7, 8 innings. Playoff baseball is all about, taking advantage of matchups and trying to win a game. And that's why you see so many pitching changes, which again is a different type of baseball. But this golden at bat thing feels like it's a video game. And that's not fun, I don't think. And then again, only using it if you're trailing or tied, that's another thing where it's like, well, why? Then you're giving another team a clear advantage. And that seems silly as well. And so there are some things I don't think, I don't know. To me, it's a crazy rule. But having a guy automatically start at second base in extra innings seemed insane to me as well. Still does, but it doesn't mean they're not doing it, because they are every single game. Big J, they're about to announce the Golden Globe nominees on Monday morning, and Mindy Kaling and Morris Chestnut are going to do that. The full list of 27 categories will be made online. Nikki Glaser, Big J, who was just here not too long ago, is going to host the ceremony on January 5th, the former guest of the morning after as well. Congratulations to her. And so if you are interested as we kind of enter into award season and make a full full-blown sprint into it. It's going to be starting very, very soon. And this is the part where I ask you, Big J, as we head towards the end of the year, and I don't think you're going to see another one before the year wraps up. What would win the Oscar or the Golden Globe for you?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Best Picture? That's the best picture of the year? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd hold... You know what? It might have a chance at comedy. I don't know. In the Golden Globes, because they have a different thing, it very well might. But I don't know if it's even making a push. You know, one would think if they truly were making a push, you would see Ryan Reynolds post the For Your Consideration stuff on his social media.
Sure, yeah.
So I don't think they're making a push to try to make it happen, Big J. So not to break your heart, but I don't think they're going for it.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There is your first round of important stuff. It is the X Rocks. That is Bad Flower. That is Detroit here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. And Big J, things are a-changing in the year 2024.
Yeah, what? Like how?
Well, you remember back in the day, if like, and again, this is back, ladies and gentlemen that are listening that maybe are younger generations. There used to be this thing called paper money that we would exchange goods and services for back before there was things like debit cards and those kind of things. You would actually have to have cash money to go into a store and buy something, or you would write something called a check. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, this especially happened, I think, more to us when we were kids than anything else because we didn't understand how to take care of things. But I don't know if you ever had like a $10 bill or a $5 bill that you had for a while, and it sustained a bunch of damage or was ripped in half, and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? And you were able to take it into a bank and go, hey, stuff happened. Can I exchange this for a new dollar bill? And they would give it to you, you know? And that had happened on more than one occasion to me, and that's how I learned that it was even possible to do that. But one of the largest banks in America no longer doing that. Bank of America has announced that beginning this month, they will no longer accept any bills that are damaged. Period. The end.
Wow.
So if you have any that are over, then this isn't just ones that
What
are
if they're taped together?
No.
Oh.
It doesn't matter if it's in half or whatever. If they consider it to be overly worn, torn, discolored, or damaged by excessive moisture or any kind of other particular foreign object is holding this bill together, Bank of America will not take them anymore. They are citing concerns about counterfeiting for the change and believes reducing the number of damaged bills in circulation could weed out the counterfeit ones. And so they have decided to no longer institute that policy. So now what used to be, if you had a problem with a bill, a dollar or whatever that was damaged, you could take it in and switch it out. They're saying, get the hell out of our bank.
Yeah.
Go.
And you show up with a $3 bill, y'all. They'll also kick you out.
I thought they would escort you to the Limp Bizkit wing, no?
Yeah. Here, that's the confetti comes from the ceiling, and you win a bunch of stuff, including a red hat, New York Yankees red hat.
Yeah, and they make you drink hot dog water right there in front of everybody. It's pretty gross. But, and so this is just Bank of America, and this is just now, so there's lots of other banks to choose from, obviously, for you if you have that particular situation. But it being one of the largest banks in America kind of holds serve that maybe other banks could actually follow suit and do this. But then again, the amount of problems you come into with cash these days are few and far between because we're almost a cashless society.
That also seems to be very open to interpretation.
It very much is.
Like, that's a slippery slope, too. Be like, you know what? I don't like the way this guy looks. I'm not going to take his cash.
But until this story crossed my desk yesterday, I was like, it seems interesting and weird, and but I'm like, when's the last time I ever took advantage of something like that? I mean, again, I was a little kid.
When's the last time you had cash?
Do I have cash in my wallet right
That'd
now?
Be crazy.
Do I? I really honestly don't know. I do not.
Nope.
I have zero cash in my wallet right now.
So sad. You got nothing in there.
I don't. I have cash. I just don't have any of it in my wallet. And so, yes, I am officially cash poor, Big J. Do you have any cash?
No.
All right.
No, God, no.
You just called me sad. What the hell?
Well, because you didn't have anything in your wallet.
Well, I got stuff in my wallet, just not cash. Morning. Oh, what's in your billfold now?
Oh, I've got a Toys for Tots ride chip.
You put that in your billfold?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I feel very upset about this. I've realized this morning. I had 2 chips in here. One of them, the Toys for Tots ride. My other one, my Learn to Ride chip that I got. It must be at the house, falling out of my wallet somewhere.
Maybe in the billfold, something great place for him.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, I got another one. Here we go. There you go. In case anybody wants to challenge me, let's go.
Big J broke his
But anyways, I have cool stuff in my wallet, including an Apple AirTag.
That is really cool because God knows you and your family lose stuff a bunch. Morning After with Nick and
Go
Big
to
J.
hell.
There is your dollar bill update. We got a movie review courtesy of Big J next on the X Rocks. That is Chevelle. That is The Red here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Yesterday, right around this time, you guys selected a movie for Big J to watch. A Christmas movie, if you will. It was called Our Little Secret. It's the #1 movie on Netflix, has been for about a week. It stars Lindsay Lohan and others, and Big J is here to tell us all about it. How was it, Big J?
Yeah, Nick. Well, let's talk about the cast here first, because I think that's part of the reason why it's #1 on Netflix. Lindsay Lohan starring in this. You've got Kristen Chenoweth, Ian Harding. He was, I think, Gossip Girl or one of those shows he was pretty big in. Pretty Little Liars. That's what Mason was telling me. The whole family watched this still together. And then you've got Tim Meadows, who is great, obviously. And his name is Henry Cerny. Now, Nick, you told me this morning that you watched this as well.
I did, yes. The girlfriend and I watched
Do you
this last
remember
night.
who Henry Cerny? He was the father. He was Avery's father.
I could not place him at all.
He always plays a smarmy douchebag guy. He was Kittredge in the Mission Impossible movies.
Okay. Maybe it's the mustache that threw me
Yeah,
off.
it is. It takes a second to. And he was in Patriot Games as a creepy dude. So that was a weird thing. But basically, what this movie is about, it's a romantic comedy following around the holidays as basically the star Lindsay Lohan and Ian Harding here, Logan and Avery. They dated for a long period of time, and he nearly proposed, and it went terribly awry. And, basically Avery, Lindsay Lohan's character, she's lost her mom, and so that plays a big role in her emotional state for a lot of this movie. And so they end up breaking up, and then we have what comes back about a decade later, and they're dating different people now. They haven't talked in this entire time. But what they don't realize is that they're dating siblings, and it's the holidays. So those siblings are coming home, and it's, I want to say, a very, organized household led by Kristen Chenoweth's character, Erica. And it's a weird family dynamic going on here. And so she is obviously the queen of the house, and, Avery wants to, get in her good graces, but she immediately doesn't get along with her. And so she needs to figure out something, and then Ian is welcomed in with open arms. He's dating the daughter in this whole thing, and they all finally get together in the same house, and they realize, oh God, they know each other, and they're introduced to each other, and they decide to keep it a secret because they feel like it would ruin everything they have going on with the significant others they're dating now. And then this is where you have the romantic comedy come in, and the conflicts of them lying, and then other family dynamics. So you have the opportunity there for a lot of fun things to happen. And then also the anxiety of, okay, at some point the secret's going to get revealed and what's going to happen. I don't know why, Nick. I love these kind of movies. Like, it just, it doesn't have anything to do with the real world. There's not a lot of, the anxiety and stress in this is more fun than it is anything else. So I've always gravitated towards these kind of movies for whatever reason. And so I like them, especially as holiday movies. I am a super Hallmark sucker. So these storylines are so goofy and silly and ridiculous that they just, I don't know, they make me happy.
I put it above Hallmark movies, though.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as cheesy as normal Hallmark movies.
Right. It's certainly not, I wouldn't list this as one of the great rom-coms by any means at all, but it certainly had some fun moments. There were some funny situations. Chris Parnell is in here. He plays a vet, and that's this funny situation as well. So I enjoyed it. The family enjoyed it, and it was a great way to spend some time, watching, getting ready for Christmas, and taking part in all of that. So it's hard to go wrong on a movie like this for me. So yeah, I'm going to prove this with no problem.
Was it? I felt it fairly Christmas adjacent. While it's around the holidays, this could have taken place at any particular point. Their Christmas was kind of in the background. I feel like you could watch this movie all year round. It doesn't have to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they come home for the holidays. That's the premise of it. And they have a singular Christmas celebration. But there's so much more going on in the background of it that it feels kind of tertiary to the actual movie. But I also enjoyed it. I thought, now listen, here's the deal. Movies like this are incredibly predictable for me. I know exactly how it's all going to go.
I think they're supposed to be that
Although
way.
there is a particular situation that happens in this movie that came totally out of left field that I didn't see coming a billion miles away, which I really did actually enjoy. And I think it's well acted. The issue that I have with a lot of movies like this is other than Ian Harding, who, by the way, I felt was giving off real, like, Henry Cavill Superman vibes. Like, I thought he did a really good job in this movie, and I could see him do other things, and I could see myself becoming a fan of his, a la like a Glenn Powell or something like that. I feel he's got that kind of energy. But, like, Lindsay Lohan and the rest of the whole family is full of terrible people. Like, everybody in that family is awful. And so it's like, I have a hard time rooting for anybody else in this movie except for our two main characters, which are supposed to. But also, Lindsay's kind of like, I'm not sure where what about her is supposed to be such a magnetic pull for this guy, because she's such a mess up. She clearly doesn't care about him for the beginning of the movie. And then, like, he's helping her along throughout this entire thing. It's like, man, dragging her kicking and screaming into this relationship seems like a lot of work.
Well, and she was kind of helping him too a little bit. We never really understand what her station in life is.
I was going to ask you what she does, because I could not figure it out.
Who knows? And, I mean, she's had some work done, Lindsay, and so it just looks a little weird.
But I enjoyed it too. It was a perfectly fine movie, and there's nothing wrong with it. I laughed a bunch, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Our little secret. Approved. Morning after approved, it sounds like.
Look at that. Yeah, I was not expecting to watch a movie last night, but I did, and I enjoyed it. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Important stuff next on the X.
Here's traffic inside the TDS Fiber Traffic Center on 100.3.
Stuff
Launch newsfeed.
on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
I saw this story last night, and I was like, we need to talk about it, because I realized something this year for the holiday season, and that is I have a problem.
Oh, no.
It's not a good problem to have. It could be worse, I suppose, but I feel like...
Small bladder syndrome.
Yes, I definitely have that problem. I'm constantly going to the bathroom. I have a bladder like a teacup. But also, I think I have an overspending problem for the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed it the last 2 years, and let me tell you why. And I don't know how to fix it without seriously messing with my organizational stuff, because here's the problem I have. I like crossing things off my list, and so...
Oh, God, you're a list crosser.
I'm a list maker, and I'm a list crosser offer. And so what I do is right around, like, Halloween time, because my son has... Christmas and his birthday is 2 days later.
Yeah.
And if I don't get on him and go, dude, I need a list of what you want, I'm not going to get it until like December 15th. And I can't live with that kind of time crunch. So I hit him with it, and I'm like, hey, bro, happy Halloween. Christmas list, let's go. And so he does it. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to get my Christmas shopping done. And I start getting it done. And then I cross it all off my list. And I am done by the middle of November, okay?
Right.
I feel really good about myself. Everybody is bought. You're done. Girlfriend's done. Friends are done. Kids are done. I am finished. Parents, I'm done with my Christmas shopping by like November 20th. Black Friday rolls around. Cyber Monday rolls around.
Deals, man.
And I start looking, and I know I shouldn't, but I start looking and go, man, that would be perfect for them as well. That would be perfect for them as well. That would be good. And even though I'm done, I start seeing these things that are too good to pass up, and I ended up buying like 5 more Christmas presents over the last 3 days. And I'm like, dude, you were done a month ago. What are you doing? And it's because I can't, I look at those and I think of other people and I go, this is perfect for them, and I can't wait a year, so everybody's going to get it on Christmas. So I end up overspending what I budget because I can't.
What a loser.
Thinking
about other people all the time. Like, oh, well, this would be great for this person. I'm going to buy it. Oh, why did I buy that? I'm a loser.
I'm coming to you very vulnerable, admitting some problems, and you call me a loser. This does not help.
Just because you're such a good person, it's ridiculous.
It's not, but I don't think that's the way it should be. I feel like I've got something wrong.
Yeah, it should be about you getting gifts.
Well, and that's the other thing. I'm terrible. I'm a hard person to buy for because everything I need, I take care of myself.
Trust me, I know.
And so I realize I'm part of the problem, but I've discovered over the last 2 years where it's like, I need to set a hard money limit for myself and go, that's it. Doesn't matter what the deals are. You got to knock it off. If you're done, you're done. And I don't know if I can, but I saw that 26% of Americans find themselves in this same situation every holiday season where they're like, man, I get to a point where I think I'm done and then something else crosses my path. And then I look at my bill and go, how the hell did I spend that much on Christmas? What the hell, dude?
Yeah, we've got a real spending problem too. And it's getting out of hand.
Bad.
And I'm part of the problem. Definitely part of the problem.
I'm the
I might
only problem.
be the problem.
Well, I thought, well, how? Well, who are you buying for? You don't buy for your wife. You don't buy for your kids. Who do you buy
but we
for?
just talk about stuff. We're like, hey, this would be great. We should have this and that. And usually it's just excuses for us to buy stuff for the house, etc.
Okay.
But yeah, it can get out of hand.
It doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas time, is what you're saying. It's just one of those situations that happen. Yeah, I get it. It's the holiday season that's my kryptonite, though. I got to work on that. I have to, because it's not. It'll catch up with me eventually, and it's not smart.
Yeah.
And so if you are in that same boat as me, I feel your pain. I'm sorry, and I get it. And but I also think that's exactly what they're doing with things like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. They're like, this idiot keeps buying stuff, and he's going to continue to do it.
Like there's only 13 days to Christmas.
Yeah.
13-day to Christmas sale.
Right. And I'll be popping by and I'll be shopping and I'll be like, oh, this would be good, or this would be fun for a stocking stuffer. And it's like, dude, the stockings are stuffed. Knock it off. Let it go.
Yeah, I'm buying my own stocking stuffers at this point.
What are you getting?
I'm like, this would be great. Oh, just a tool here or something there. Yeah.
The field for the knockout rounds of the NBA Cup is set, and there will be a new champion, as well as an almost entirely different field than last year's inaugural version. The Lakers were eliminated last week. Of course, they won this thing last year in Vegas. By the time the dust settled last night, 8 teams were left. The Milwaukee Bucks, the New York Knicks, the Atlanta Hawks, the Orlando Magic, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Houston Rockets, the Warriors, and the Dallas Mavericks are the 8 teams left that will be battling it out for the NBA Cup. Big J, pop quiz, what's the NBA Cup?
I have no idea. The in-tournament cup? Like what they win?
The in-tournament cup. Yeah, but the NBA Cup is remember last year they stole a page from soccer and decided to just do a middle of the season kind of tournament for a bunch of money to try to drum up interest in the middle of the year. That's what this is. So it's separate from the regular season, but also part of the regular season. It's very, very confusing. Yeah. But they're all doing this to have like a mid-season kind of tournament that they can play along and win a cup that means absolutely nothing.
Somebody can put up a banner in their building.
It's a banner, it's a trophy, and
I just remember how much smoke the Lakers got for doing that when they have actual championship banners up there, and they're like, "What is this?"
It was the first
participation award.
They're trying to make it seem like it's a thing. I still don't know if people actually care about it. I mean, I was in Vegas last year for the championship. It certainly seemed like people were there and cared about it then last year, but that was the first year. I don't know if I'm getting the same kind of vibe from it this year. I'll tell you this. I don't know if you've seen any of the highlights. I hate the courts. Like the special crazy paint court. Yeah. I hate them. There's just too much going on. But that could be the 48-year-old dude in me. I don't know. But it's just a little bit too much, and it's egregious. But it's happening, and they're down to the final 8. Big J, have you watched any of the dramatic reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No.
Apparently people have been, and as it has been renewed by Peacock for a 4th season, but it will be the last one. It is the dramatic reimagining of the 90s sitcom. Of course, Will Smith is involved in it as a producer. It follows the teenager named Will that moved from Philadelphia to Los Angeles. Of course, this is a little bit more of a dramatic spin on things and a serious take on it, but 4 seasons, that's all you're going to get. But you still have time to catch up on it, Big J, on Peacock if you like to.
I'll be all right.
Yeah, you want to hard pass on it?
Yeah.
Did you watch the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Not really.
Okay. How come?
I don't know. It just wasn't something I watched.
You didn't have a crush on Hillary, the sister?
No. I don't know who that is.
Oh, my God. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There is your important stuff on the way. We're going to hell. It's next on the X Rocks.
They're incredibly up. Oh, man, we're going to hell.
What the hell is this?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Today's We're Going to Hell story is once again a reminder, Big J, for, 25 plus years. On my list of places I would love to travel to was Australia. And now it is crossed off that list because I've discovered that everything there is trying to murder you as quickly as possible. And that is another story for today. Because we have a situation, Big J, where a woman in Sydney, Australia, driving down, Melbourne, Australia, not Sydney, Melbourne, different place. Don't get angry with me, Australians. I know there are Australians that listen to the show. I've seen the streaming numbers, Big J.
Yes, you have.
And so they're driving down the road, highway style. I'm talking 5-lane highway, right? So we're not in the boonies anywhere. We're not in the middle of nowhere. We're in Australia. We're in a very large city, okay? She's driving down the freeway, and she starts to feel something like, on her foot. And she's like, the hell is going on? And then she feels it again. looks down, doesn't see anything. She's like, all right, whatever.
So that's the point. We just start screaming.
Yeah, listen.
Like we're in Australia. Ah!
If I'm in Australia and I feel something that isn't me on my foot, I don't care how fast I'm going, I open up that door and I tuck and roll out of there. I do the death roll out of that car.
Probably a deadly brown snake.
You're close. And so she is driving and she feels it again. And she looks down. It's a damn tiger snake, Big J. Now, tiger snakes.
Ooh, that sounds scary.
One of the most venomous snakes in the entire world. And she recognizes it immediately because she's Australian, and I'm sure they have more snake knowledge in their pinky finger than I have in my entire body. And so she's like, holy bleep. So now, Big J, she's at the point where she's like, I got to make sure this thing doesn't bite me because if I do, I'm as good as dead. So she's fighting off the snake while weaving through 5 lanes of traffic and then finally pulling into the emergency lane. When she gets into the emergency lane, she's got this thing by the tail, and now it's angry, right?
Yeah,
so,
that's like I don't know. It just seems like the most difficult thing to do here would be to panic because it's not mad. It's just kind of curious what's going on. And so, but at the same time, you know how deadly the snake is.
Yeah.
And it takes a second for it to snap on you. So, I mean, I feel like trying to do this aggressively is the wrong way to go about it.
But your body probably goes into fight or flight, and you're like, "What do I do? I'm in a confined
you need a James
space
Bond eject button on your seat
with a poisonous snake." Mayday, over. And so she pulls over, and she's got this thing by the tail, yeets it out of her door as she tries to get out, and then, Big J, she sees the snake slithering back towards her. So now it's like it's a personal thing. This thing gets back into the car while she runs out of the car, okay?
Why didn't you drive away?
I think she was freaking out.
Okay.
At this point, emergency services are getting calls of a woman driving erratically and freaking out on the side of the road. So they think she's having an episode. They don't know.
like naturally think there's a snake in her car.
No, they don't, unfortunately. What? But once authorities get there, they realize, okay, this woman is not having an episode. She has a situation. They see the snake still in the car. The snake is like, that's my home, lady. I'm going back to my home. And he gets back into the car. And so they have to call, of course, one of the, I'm sure, millions of snake wranglers that live there in Australia.
Tommy the snake wrangler.
And so he gets in his snake wrangling car and drives to the side of the road and captured the snake and safely released it back into the bushland later that afternoon.
No, you just kill that thing. You don't let it back out.
That's not how they handle these situations in Australia. It's
It could be why they got a problem there.
Live to fight another day, I guess.
Kill that thing.
And so she was okay somehow, some way. They did find a little bit of like what was left of a snake nest in like her wheel well, and so that's where they think
he really had been making home in
that thing. That's where the snake was hanging out. Didn't find any eggs or anything. It doesn't mean there wasn't any there or whatever.
Hell, the snake probably thought they were friends.
Yeah, he's like, hey, listen.
That's my driver, lady.
Don't trying to kick me out of my house.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well,
Why are you upset?
I haven't paid up on rent. What the hell?
I haven't done nothing to you.
For those that are curious, tiger snakes are the 4th most venomous snake in the world. And because there were recent weather events in Melbourne, they have been experiencing a drawing of the snakes out of the creeks and riverbeds where they usually live and stay, and they've been finding places in vehicles and around vehicles that are parked outside. That's why this situation came to be. And so snakes are coming out in full force in Australia right about now, thanks to weather conditions. So they're sure this isn't the first experience or the last experience they're going to have, because it's that time. It's snake season in Australia, Big J.
I just typed in tiger snake, and this story pops up immediately.
You're welcome. You're welcome. See, real news here on We're Going to Hell. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. We're going to try to get somebody qualified for Holiday Treasure. That's next on the X Rocks.
The holidays.
It's cold.
Yes, it's cold.
Can I just...
No, you can't skip it. But at least we can make it more bearable for you.
Let's play the X's Carol Quiz to get you qualified for our holiday treasure on 100.3 The X Rocks.
All right, kids, 3 days left to get yourself qualified for our holiday treasure. Big party happening on Tuesday of next week out there at Barbarian Brewing in Garden City. That's where we're going to give away 10,000 American dollars. We would like you to have your shot at your share of it. And if you want to get in on that action, boy, do you need to get qualified. Your way to do that is to give us a call right now, 208-287-1003. And thanks to the X and Dennis Dillon Auto Group of Mountain Health Co-op and CBH Homes, you could get qualified to join us next week if you can solve the Carol Quiz. Oh, Big J, what's the Carol Quiz?
Yeah, what is that?
You tell me.
Oh, it's basically we give you 3 options on a classic Christmas Carol, and you have to pick the one that is real, while the other two are made up BS.
Big J nailed it. And so if you think you
Like
got
I work here.
the Christmas Carol skills, you think you know your carols, prove it, Holmes. 208-287-1003. If you can correctly identify the real Christmas Carol, you are officially qualified. Big
I am
J,
Carol.
are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Then let's get ourselves a contestant. Hello, the X.
Yes,
Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. You're up first. Big J is going to give you
I
three
would've lost if
songs.
she said Carol.
You have to tell us which one is the real one. Ready?
Okay, I'll try.
Morning full of gifts, tree trimming Carol, and the first Noel.
First Noel.
That is 100% right.
No hesitation from Kelly at all. She knew it right out the gate. Congratulations, Kelly. That is correct. You are officially qualified for the holiday treasure. Please hold on one second. We'll give you some additional details. Kelly made it seem easy, Big J, but today it may have been an easy one.
Might be absolutely.
I will give you all fair warning for the next 2 days. I don't think the next two are easy. We're going deep now. We're digging deep into the bag and trying to figure out Christmas carols. So good luck over the next 2 days if you're going to have to earn it if you want to get qualified for the X's holiday treasure. But that's what makes it fun, Big J. A little bit of challenge never hurt anybody, did it?
I don't know. I'd tell that to the people who have failed and gotten through.
I will. I'll look them right in the eye and say it.
Okay.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your holiday treasure qualification fund. More opportunities this week coming. We got ourselves some important stuff and your pop culture smackdown on the way here on the X Rocks.
Important stuff. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Big J, you're our relationship expert here on the Morning After.
Sure.
What do you think is a true test of a couple's togetherness? Is there a particular thing that they can go through together? Is there a particular trial they need to go through? Is there something they need to do in order to know if they're going to be compatible for a ultimate relationship kind of a thing?
I would say an extended road trip.
Okay.
Like, got to be in close quarters, not a lot of places to hide.
You get a real sense of who somebody is if you can do that, right?
Yeah.
That is about what 73% of couples think as well. You got into specifics, but traveling with your significant other. And
I mean, that's where you're going to have stress and things happen, and that's can break you.
Right.
Or make you.
And they also say, now, when do you think a relationship should be tested in that particular time as far as the time length? How far into your relationship should you be before you go, let's travel together?
6 months.
All right. A little bit longer than the average, at least according to Americans. They say about 4.5 months into the relationship is when you can start talking about taking a trip together. Couples need to make sure they're compatible in their budget. You know, that's something that you need to come together to make it happen. Your hygiene habits, Big J. Does your partner shower and bathe on the regular? I hope so. How about can you eat the same things? Your food preferences. All these things are discovered usually when you embark upon a journey together. Yeah. Although one would argue you should know that at this point, right?
You would think, yeah.
Right.
4 months in.
What do you think is the most romantic destination a couple can go to together, Big J?
In the entire world?
Yeah.
Paris.
Caribbean wins. Sorry.
They're wrong.
Well, have you been to the Caribbean?
No.
Well,
I've been in Paris, so.
Yeah, sure.
Believed by everybody else.
Right. I mean, of the places you've been, that's been the most romantic, sure. Taking a trip is an important step in any relationship, but for new couples, it can be especially eye-opening, and see if this is something that you guys can handle in the long term, Big J. As you all know, college football has changed a lot over the last couple of years, and NIL deals with players aren't the only expenses that college football programs are facing this time of year. This is the time of year, Big J, where coaches start to get their paychecks, especially if they've been fired. I don't know why it's December. Maybe it's because it's the end of the year and teams put that off until then. But this is the point where all the schools that have fired their coaches start paying off the rest of their contract. There have been 15 head coaches so far fired this season in college football. Now, schools must pay the coaches out their contracts. And so far, schools are on the hook for $36 million. The biggest payout this season comes from West Virginia. They fired head coach Neil Brown a couple weeks ago, but they will pay him $9.77 million today for the privilege of having him not show up to work anymore. That's a decent payout. Agree or disagree?
Yeah.
BJ?
Yeah.
I had never even heard of the guy. I don't know who Neil Brown is. I know who West Virginia is. I do not know who that is, but imagine getting paid $10 million to never have to worry about work again.
I know. I mean.
And this guy will be coaching somewhere next year. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Be it a coordinator of some kind or whatever. So he'll be cashing yet another check come January or February, probably, which is also crazy.
What a racket, man.
It's nice, man.
You need a college football coach.
You need an agent that can work out those deals. That's the secret.
Yeah.
Especially, you should be cashing in on those Big J, that Big J personality, and start getting stuff like that worked into your contract.
This might be a conflict of interest on your part to be telling me this.
No, because I do not negotiate your contract.
Not
It is
currently.
No, it's not. It'll never be my responsibility to negotiate your contract, ever. I don't have that kind of power, nor do I want it.
Not yet.
Big J, people of a certain age will understand this totally, but those that maybe are listening that are a little bit younger than us, you'll never know a time of basic cable when you're a teenager, Big J, and you were watching something, and then like at 11 o'clock at night, if you're watching something on like Comedy Central or whatever, there was a point where whenever a show went to commercial, all you would see was a 3-minute infomercial for Girls Gone Wild videos. Do you remember this time?
Yeah.
Where it was.
Can you imagine that today?
I can't.
No way, dude.
Even fathom. But like it was omnipresent when we were teenagers, right? Like even into our 20s. Like 11 o'clock on Comedy Central, if you turned it on, odds are you were seeing black bars over a woman's breasts, and that was the entire block of the commercials trying to get you to spend $30 on a video of Girls Gone Wild. And it was an empire for a long time. And it was headed by Joe Francis, who, surprise, surprise, Big J, ended up being a terrible, awful human being.
Really?
Yes.
Shocking.
I know. As a matter of fact, do you remember, Big J, when Joe Francis was supposed to be a guest on the show and then the allegation surfaced that he was doing things with underage girls and we canceled it and he still tried to call into the show and we had to hang up on him?
I don't remember that
You
part.
don't remember that?
No.
We're like, Joe, we're not talking to you, bro. This isn't happening. We're not doing it. But yes, that happened, and it was a really, really weird, because he was coming to town for something, remember?
Yeah.
When they were coming through town on a tour?
And I think it was just after that he fled to South America.
Yeah, because he's a gross human being. Anyway,
we told him to get lost, and he did.
I bring this all up because Peacock is releasing a Girls Gone Wild documentary called The Untold Story that explores the ugly legacy of that particular set of videos. And so it was a big part. Did you ever own a Girls Gone Wild video, Big J?
No.
Okay, me either. But it is...
They didn't have that kind of connection.
An egg? I think you just had to dial a number, if I remember right. But, and so it's going to be a documentary that you can watch if you would like to relive that thing. But it was just a weird time. I clearly, vividly remember those commercials being everywhere during, like, the 90s. It was just one of those... And even early 2000s. And appropriate, Big J, that Girls Gone Wild's on Peacock. Agree or disagree?
No, it's not appropriate.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There is your important stuff. We got ourselves a little bit of Pop Culture Smackdown. That is next on the X Rocks.
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, and let's get you some tickets, baby. The AMA Arena Cross Championships are hitting the Ford Idaho Center Arena this weekend. We'll get you lined up with a pair of tickets for Friday's races, and that will be a lot of fun. Also qualified for that really fun and fantastic adventure out at Anderson Reserve with Royal Bliss later that evening. Dinner. I mean, you got the whole night planned out for you here. So just go ahead and beat me in Pop Culture Smackdown, and it's yours.
All right, 208-287-1003 is the number you need to call if you'd like to get in on this action. All you have to do is defeat Big J in Pop Culture Smackdown. Can you do it? Do you have the skills? Can you possibly knock Big J off his pop culture pedestal? I don't know.
Yes.
We'll find out together. Good luck to everybody involved, including you, Big J. Hello,
Thanks,
the
man.
X.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
Jim.
All right, Jim, you're up first. Jim, who famously starred as Rocky Balboa in all of the Rocky Balboa movies?
That would be Sly. Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
That is
I
absolutely
would have
correct.
accepted Sly.
Big J, what was Walt Disney's first ever feature-length animated film? I am giving you a clue.
Thank you.
There is going to be a live-action remake coming out soon.
Is it Fantasia? No.
Wrong. No, there will be no live-action version of Fantasia.
Are you sure?
It's not on the schedule, I'll tell you that. And
Snow
it's certainly
White?
not coming soon, yes.
Right.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Fantasia's the first one that got a nomination, I think.
Yes, that is correct.
That's where I got it mixed
Not
up.
the first ever feature-length animated film.
That's what came to my mind immediately when you asked that question. It was like, Fantasia! Fantasia!
Yeah, it's almost like I didn't
Fantasia!
listen to the hint at all. But hey, congratulations, man. You got tickets to check out the AMA Arena Cross. Hang on 1 second. We will hook you up with that information and make sure you're all good to go there. That's your Pop Culture Smackdown. Big J, are we talking Krampus next?
Yeah, I think so.
Wonderful. It's the X Rocks. Slipknot, that is Duality here on the morning after with Nick and Big J. Of course, you know it's that time of year. It is a wonderful and awesome time to have ourselves a little bit of fun. Let's talk about Christmas. Let's talk, more importantly, about Krampus, because Krampus Kon is happening this weekend, and we have one of the organizers, Ty, in studio with us to talk about all the stuff that's happening on Saturday. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Excellent. It's good to see you again. Thank you for coming in. Of course, we know that it's not a one-person show that puts this all on. We know you have a lot of help talking about it and putting it on and organizing it, but give us the basics. What is Idaho Krampus Kon? When is it happening? Where's it going down?
All right. So 5 years ago, my friends Max and Ian decided that we needed a little Germanic history to come to Idaho. So we started Krampus Kon, which is, of course, based on Krampus. It takes place every year out at ABU Games off of Franklin Road. It's this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. So you get almost 12 hours of shopping insanity with over 90 different vendors. And it's a little different than the normal Christmas, bazaar. We are a bazaar, but we spell it B-A-Z-A-A-R, bazaar. And we've got local and regional vendors that are coming in and bringing everything from Krampus cookie cutters to Krampus art to all sorts of fun. A little bit of creepness in there.
Sure,
It's an alternative to, the sweeter side of Santa and Jack Frost. So, yeah, it's a little different, but it's a lot of fun.
You can have a little bit of the normal Christmas style and celebration and have a little bit of flair and good times and fun with it.
Absolutely.
And that's what this is about, I think,
It's
right?
all ages. I promise we're not going to be over the top. I mean, this is still the holiday season, but we will have a Krampus on hand. We also have a Bad Santa that we've booked this year.
Nice. All right.
Yes. So we are very excited about that. We're going to have both of those gentlemen with us all day. We're going to have a professional photographer on hand. We are encouraging people, please come in costume. It's a convention after all. It's a con. We want to see you bring out your best holiday, scare 'em, wear 'em kind of gear and come out and have fun with us.
And the artist lineup. I mean, you've been releasing that on social media. It's crazy how many artists are going to be there, and just some of the stuff that they do is amazing.
We've got some incredible artists. Oh my gosh, we've got Spooky Dinosaur, who does some of the most amazing hand-drawn art that we've seen. We have a lot of handmade. We've got crochet artists who are hand crocheting some of the best, craziest, most fun kind of Christmas hats. We had a Cthulhu last year with giant tentacles, guaranteed to keep your face nice and warm. We've got, like I said, we've got our cookie cutter guy who's going to be there. He makes custom cookie cutters every year for us. We have Krampus crates. And in fact, you should go online and check us out. And we're on Facebook under Idaho Krampus Kon. And if you get in now, we've got Krampus crates available, and they contain special swag and coupons and a little extra, treat for people coming.
And you do a thing, too, on the side, food creations, right?
Yes.
Are you going to have some stuff there? You brought in some Krampus popcorn for
I have
us?
some treats. Yes, I run the Necro Nom Nom Nomicon. And we have spooky, scary treats. I brought you guys some Krampus corn today, which is a cherry and lime candied corn with a sour fizzing dust on top of it. So it's a little bit of a pop when you eat it. And then we also have food trucks available. So, I mean, it's a little bit of something for everybody. I don't think there's anyone that can go in there and go, no, there's nothing. There's nothing for me.
Ty, I know this goes on in other cities and there's other versions of this con, and this is Idaho's version of it. Is almost all or a good percentage of the stuff that's going to be there on Saturday local Idaho artists, or do they come and travel for this particular show?
We have a few people coming in from out of town. I have some friends who actually do regional tours of just every weekend is a new show for them. But the majority of our artists are all local artist vendors or people who have come through the region before with us. We also do the summer, the Idaho Horror Con, and some of these guys have come through from that. So we've developed some really good friendships with these guys and keep bringing them back. But the majority of our vendors are local, which makes me very happy. You can buy local. And then also get to see a little bit of the outside area. I think our furthest traveler is Colorado.
Okay.
So not too far away from us.
It's a nice regional show, but I like the fact that when you go and you check this out, you've got over 90 vendors, and a majority of them are people that call the Treasure Valley home. And so you're helping out local artists, local vendors, local businesses that kind of capitalize and are willing, able, and have an open mind enough to have a little bit of fun this holiday season. And that's what makes it some fun.
I would say out of the 90 vendors, 90% are local.
Okay.
That's a lot of vendors.
It is.
It is. Well, it's crazy. We started out last year with 45. Well, I shouldn't say we started last year. We had 45, 50 of them last year. And the location that we're at, ABU Games, has been wonderful in working with us. And they saw the success that this has become after 5 years. And they're like, well, let's open up more space. Let's make this work for more people. And we're at 90 and we have a wait list.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you didn't make it in this year, we're going to keep working on pushing our boundaries even further. And hopefully we'll have everybody in next year and just keep growing.
That's awesome, Ty. I mean, it's a really cool event. Again, it's happening pretty much all day on Saturday at ABU Games there on Franklin. It also is a ticketed event, correct? You do need tickets to get.
It is, but we're offering a discount. We have partnered with the Idaho Food Bank. So it's $10 at the door or $5 if you bring us a can of food. We're going to have buckets set up. We donate thousands of pounds of food to them every year, which is a great way for us to give back to the community, do something good, and have fun at the same time.
I love it.
Amazing.
I love the idea for it. And again, we do want people to check it out online if they want additional information. Ty, what's the best place to do that, like website-wise and then social media-wise?
We are just on Facebook.
Okay.
It's 3 of us nerds getting together every year and doing this. So we haven't really drilled down on the whole website yet, but we are on Facebook. If you have any questions, you can instant message us. It goes right to my phone. I can feel it buzzing.
We'll link that up too on the Morning After Facebook, and we'll give away some tickets here for Bad Impressions as well.
Yes, please. We've got 4 tickets for your listeners,
Awesome.
and we would love to have them come down and spend the day with us.
If people want to buy tickets in advance, however, they can do so on that Facebook page.
We actually don't have advance tickets.
Beautiful.
We are an impulse-driven group.
I love that. I love that.
Immediate gratification. Come down and just have fun with us.
Bring some food,
Yes.
canned food down for the food drive part of that.
Yes, and our banner does say yams, but it doesn't have to be just yams. You can bring us other stuff too.
And of course, it's happening Saturday. What are the hours again?
We are open from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m.
ABU Games is where you want to go to check it out, have some fun, and check out Idaho Krampus Kon this weekend. A lot of work, a lot of people put in their hard work to make this thing happen, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And Ty, thank you for braving the elements and coming in this morning talking about it.
Thank you guys for putting up with the fact that I missed it yesterday.
Nobody knows that. Nobody knows.
It's top secret time. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Go check out Idaho Krampus Kon this weekend. We got ourselves some headlines. They're next on the X.
You have our word on it.
For whatever that's worth.
It's headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Headlines are as follows, Big J. How does this happen? Stop posting and TikTok, Mr. Wick.
Stop posting.
A Florida woman who posted a TikTok haul of the goods she allegedly stole from Target has been arrested, Big J. You want to guess what for?
Oh, no. Shoplifting?
Stealing, yeah. In early November, Miranda Velez was arrested by Cape Coral police for shoplifting from the retail chain. She has recently been arrested again for stealing from the same Target location. She allegedly used fake barcodes in the self-checkout to pay less for the items that she was scanning. An adult man who seems to appear in some of her TikTok videos was also present during the incident, got arrested as well. So once again, breaking the law and then posting it on social media, what a wonderful way to get caught. I don't know how we haven't cracked that code yet.
Plus, why go back to that very same store and try the whole thing all over again?
Another wonderful question of which I do not have an answer for. I don't know.
Lock her up! Lock her up! Throw away the key.
How does this happen? Or TikTok, Mr. Wick?
TikTok, Mr. Wick.
Big J, I have terrible news for you. None of us will live forever.
Oh, yeah.
Our lives have an expiration date. So, can I introduce you and interest you in a new app called the Deathclock? It claims that using now the advanced services of AI, it can claim to know what your precise date of your death will be. It says that they pinpoint the exact date of your time on Earth will run out. The app now, it's not for free, Big J. It costs you $40 American. But it does ask for your personal details like how much you eat, your diet, your exercise habit, your sleep schedule, your stress levels. And then AI computes that data and correlates it with data from over 1,200 life expectancy studies on the internet. And then they will give you the exact date of your death. After that, you will be provided with a fond farewell death card and a countdown timer that ticks down on your phone until the last second you're supposed to expire on this earth.
No, who would
Big
want
J,
that?
it's only $40. Christmas is around the corner.
Well, I know what you're getting for Christmas.
What the hell? But it does seem fairly dark, right?
Right.
Also, I worry, we've talked about these stupid, death things that happen, and they're like, oh, you'll live to 89 years old or whatever. I don't like that it's using AI technology. It makes me feel like it'll somehow be more accurate. And who wants to pay $40 to find out when exactly they're going to die?
Yeah.
And again, once again, extenuating circumstances happen all the time. Here's what we don't need. A bunch of people thinking they're invincible up until a particular point, and then next thing you know, they're weaving in and out of traffic at a crazy rate of speed because they think the death clock is right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds dumb.
I'm just cautioning people to save their $40 and stay away from the Death Clock app, please. Now, go see Death Clock in concert whenever you can. That's a different thing altogether.
Yes, agreed.
Do not use that $40 for that ticket and not for the app that will tell you when you're supposed to die. Okay? Thank you. We'll wrap it up with how does this happen? Big J, there is a woman that allegedly snuck onto a flight from New York to Paris last week without any identity verification or boarding pass. The woman was then, of course, denied entry into France upon arrival. You know this. They don't just let anybody in there.
No.
And then she was ordered to be sent back to New York City by French officials. However, while on the returning flight on Saturday, video footage appears to show the woman having a breakdown on the airplane. Who could have figured that one was coming? And shouting, "The United States broke my heart," and then becoming uncooperative. Her outburst caused the flight to be delayed. She will be met by the Transportation Security Administration when she does finally return to New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport. I guess my question is, how does one in the year 2024 sneak onto a plane?
Yeah.
With no identification, with no boarding pass of any kind, of any way, how does that happen?
Especially when's the last time you've been on a flight that wasn't nearly full?
But she says she stowed away. Did she get into the luggage compartment? I don't know. But yes, I have, to answer your question, it's been forever. Every flight I've taken has been absolutely packed to the gills for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I see people that are on half-empty flights. I'm like, where the hell are they going? And what happened? That hasn't happened to me ever.
It happens quite a bit. I mean, I've flown a lot. But at the same time, that would be the first. Playing magical seats there on the plane. Hey, where's my seat? You're under arrest.
Right. I mean, it's crazy that especially international flights, those are the ones that are the most packed, you would think. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Hey, there's your headlines. We got ourselves some bad impressions. They're next on the X Rocks.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Oh, man, a great Morning After prize package here that's going to have you taken care of for the weekend. We'll hook you up with some AMA Arena Cross Championship tickets. That's happening out at the Ford Idaho Center Arena on Friday. That will be a lot of fun. And then Krampus Kon. Nick, we just had Ty in here talking about that. That's happening Saturday at ABU Games. We'll hook you up with a pair of tickets of that as well, and you're qualified for that really cool charity event Friday night as well. You'll have to make some choices on that if you win that for the Royal Bliss show that's happening up at Anderson Reserve. So all of that can be yours if you can figure out bad impressions today, baby.
It's a lot of stuff. 208-287-1003. All right. If you want to play bad impressions, it works like this. Big J has 3 clues. They all are supposed to point you in the direction of somebody that's pretty famous. If you can figure out who that famous person is in 3 clues or less, of course, you're getting all this stuff coming your way and hopefully having a good time doing all of it. And you can thank Big J for making it easy or difficult, however the case may be. But here we go. Hello.
I don't know how it's going to go.
The X.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
My name's John.
All right, John. You're up first. Good luck.
You might know me best as Boyd Crowder on FX's Justified.
Okay.
Should be a household name, but he's not, Nick. I've had a pretty good run as baby Billy Freeman on HBO's Righteous Gemstones. Baby Billy.
Okay.
I'm so happy to be playing the Ghoul again in Fallout Season 2.
Oh, crap, what's his name?
Exactly, John.
Alternative title for the contest.
Yeah. That is the goal.
God, what's his name? What a great segment.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it might be a tough one, John. We appreciate you listening and being part of it. Big J, you might be right. This one might be hard. We'll see. Hello, the X.
Earn this.
Yes, okay.
Hey, sir, did you hear the clues, or do you need Big J to repeat them?
No, I need them repeated.
Love it.
You might know me best as Boyd Crowder on FX's Justified. I've had a pretty good run as Baby Billy Freeman on HBO's Righteous Gemstones, and I'm so happy to be playing the Ghoul again in Fallout Season 2.
Oh, man, I know the guy, but I don't know his name.
You can see his pretty face, but you can't place his name?
Walton Goggins?
Yes! Good job, man. That's right. What's your name?
Delano,
hang on one second, brother. We'll hook you up with all that stuff that Big J mentioned. Krampus Kon tickets, as well as tickets to Arena Crossing, get you qualified for that Royal Bliss charity event. Why is Walton Goggins in the news?
Nick, I'd like to introduce you to Walton Goggins Goggle glasses.
Wonderful.
Have you seen this?
I did see that.
Now, did you think for a second that, this is made up and not real?
Yes, of course I did.
It's 100% real. He is actually selling Walton Goggins goggle glasses. He has an intense ad that he's put on his social media, and it comes in several different colors. But I think they look cool, man. I sent it to my wife immediately. I'm like, hey, because she loves him from Justified,
of course.
And they are goggles, but these kind of glasses are getting kind of popular these days. So he saw an opportunity to make a play on his name and get into a business like most actors do.
Yep, you need to license and brand something if you want to be a lasting commodity in Hollywood, and so Walton's jumping on that bandwagon. You wear glasses. You interested?
Yeah.
All right.
Each pair features a modular 10-in-1 customization system.
I don't know what that means, but
I don't either, man. But you can just go look up Walton Goggins goggle glasses and go buy yourself a pair.
No, when I first, I was probably 78% through the commercial on it when I saw it on his Instagram, and I was like, when does it get funny? When does he be? I mean, the name's funny, but when does it turn into a joke? And I'm like, this is serious. All right.
Yep.
Well, I fully expect you to be wearing them, endorsing them by the end of the month. Morning after.
Get my people in touch with his.
With Nick and Big J. There's your bad impressions. We're wrapping up the show here next on the X Rocks. Hey, remember when we talked to Neil for 3 Days Grace, Big J?
Yeah, man.
That full video is up on the X's YouTube channel if you want to check it out. It's also podcasted at the Morning After podcast page. You can check that out on the X app, of course, on YouTube itself. You can check it out wherever podcasts are available, but we certainly recommend that you do check it out. That's new 3 Days Grace, 2X, if you will, with the two lead singers, Mayday. They're coming to town in February. Of course, you can keep listening to the X and win tickets to that as well. It's the Morning After with Nick and Big J, and that's going to wrap up the show for today. Special thank you to Ty for coming in and talking about Idaho Krampus Kon, which is happening Saturday at ABU Games. You can learn more information on Facebook for that if you'd like to check it out. We also had a chance to give away some Arena Cross tickets. That trend will continue tomorrow, and we even got somebody qualified for Holiday Treasure, which we're also going to try to do tomorrow. And Big J gave a big old thumbs up to Our Little Secret, the Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie on Netflix, and said it's worth checking out if you would like to do so. Big J, that leaves you with the floor.
Yeah, I don't think we covered this morning in our news bits there, but congratulations to Spencer Danielson, Coach of the Year for the Mountain West football.
Yeah, I don't know how you could go any other way, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, the last coach, Boise State Bronco coach to win this was Coach Peterson.
Oh, Harsin didn't win it during his time?
No.
When they won the Fiesta Bowl a couple times?
No.
Okay.
So that's significant. And if he continues on winning the way they've been winning, his record is closely resembling Coach Pete's.
I remember Coach Pete. Remember him?
Yeah, I do.
And so far so good with Spencer Danielson, and now you know probably why the players were rallying so hard for him to get the permanent coach position when the search was on towards the tail end of last year.
Yeah.
Certainly has earned it.
Again, it's crazy to me. I mean, a year and a couple months ago, he wasn't the head coach, and the Broncos were major struggling. So in less than a year, it's the program is completely different.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's what happens when somebody that knows what they're doing is steering the ship, Big J, as you well know.
Yeah.
Hey, next set of X-Rock brought to you by our good friends at Team Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore. If you're looking for a newer pre-used vehicle, check out GoTeamMazda.com. Great website you can go to, and they have a wonderful tool there called the iPrecheck button. You click that, it doesn't ding your credit. You don't have to enter in your social security number, but you'll see every vehicle on the lot you're pre-qualified for before you even step foot at the place. So it's a wonderful tool if you're looking for a vehicle. Check it out at GoTeamMazda.com. That is it for us. Jason Drew is coming in next. We'll see you all tomorrow. It's the X Rocks.